back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking with another episode of Mech Warrior Online here. And today we're playing with the Cicada 2A champion variant. I remember winning this variant way back in the day for some event. I forget exactly what it was for, but I figured, you know what? I see a lot of the Cicada 3M, the 2B, and even the X5 out there, but not as much revolving around the 2A. So I figured, why not? Let's take it out for a spin, see how it performs, work up the tree and everything, which we'll go through after this round is over. You can see exactly how I configured it. But as for right now, we're going to stick to our role, and what that role is in this particular armament with only 6 medium lasers is more of a flank support, kind of surprise, dip in, dip out kind of approach. We have some tank ability with the Cicada being a medium, and we also have some speed with the Cicada going 121.5 kph. So we'll go through all the details after the round is over, but as you can see, we are already into the side of these guys, and we have no line of sight on any of them. We do have this Evan Jaguar behind us, though. It looks like he actually might be up on the wall, which would be very, very surprising. And he is. He's way up there, so we're going to put some shots into him. I am getting some fire from behind, so I'm going to jump off that wall really quick and just help my team commit on this kill on the Evan Jag, take out this heavy very, very early on in the match. You know, we're less than 2 minutes into the round, and this guy is already getting focused by our entire team. Very, very surprising here. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where a heavy not only is up on the wall, but that early on in the match. So a very quick kill for us. Puts us up 1-0, especially against a pretty potent heavy, if you will. And now we're just going to put some fire down into the rest of these guys. Looks like they did swing behind us into Fox 5, Echo 5. So I'm just going to give my heavies and my assaults some support. We have a Victor over there who's flying across the battlefield, and we're going to take the approach in here in a little crevice just for right now. This isn't an optimal spot to be in, but just in case they do try and get a flank on us, that's where we're going to be. But we have a linebacker behind us. He might be alone, so we're going to commit to that with the rest of the team. He did drop down, though, and I don't know who else is down there, so I am not going to risk that. Just peering above the manifold here, just seeing if there is any sort of movement or any kind of target information that we can get for our team. We do have 3 opponents here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the side of the manifold, so I'm not going to phase tank, but the key here is to peer over the top just once, just to get the lay of the land and see if there are a bunch of them grouped up in that Echo 5 quadrant right on the other side of the manifold, and there aren't a lot, but the whole point now is to give the impression that we are omnipresent. And what I mean by that is helping out in multiple spots, especially in this position in Echo 5 on top of the manifold. Whatever target we focus on, we want our opponents to get the impression that there is more than just 1 or 2 of us in that particular area, because that'll make them kind of scatter. They'll get kind of confused. They won't know exactly where the bulk of our force is. And this is probably one of the only times that I would think splitting up a little bit here is actually working in our favor, because we're giving the impression that we have an angle on them from every single part of the map. So right now what we're doing is we're actually getting some flanking shots on them, and you can see where the bulk of our team is in Echo 6. We did happen to land that kill, but the main thing here is we are providing a massive distraction for them. They don't know which way that they should be firing, which way they should be focusing up on. So we're just providing that constant distraction, that constant damage in their flank. And I think that's the big ticket there, because they might not have a lot of communication on that side. So focusing up on a target might be pretty difficult, but right in front of us we have this linebacker going for the back shot, and we do get that kill. It's now 5-2. We're just reaching the 10:30 mark in the match. So we have some flanks on them. We have some shots that are going down from multiple angles from the entire team, and these guys are kind of getting swarmed at this point. So that guy stepped right in front of me as I was putting that damage down on the Victor, but that's totally fine. We're going to group up and hopefully take these guys down very, very quickly. Again, going for some torso shots, some leg shots, just trying to get whatever damage down we possibly can. This Black Knight looks like he's going to be the next one to go. Yeah, there he finally goes. He's down for the count. And next up are the Victor, and I believe he was with a Hunchback right in front of us, and they're both pretty beat up. So we're just going to have to commit to this, help out the team. We don't want to be the first one in there. We're going to put some amplification damage down in there. Our linebacker is going in. And while he goes for the victor, I'm going to go for the hunchback center torso shot. There he goes. So 7-6 at this point. They did catch up a little bit. Victor goes down 8-6 now. And right behind us, we have a couple opponents left. We have Alpha that's right in front of us. Looks like it was a Nova, and then up top, I think that's either, what is that, an adder? Yeah, it's an adder. So he's up top, and what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go outside from the back end into Delta 5, swing into Delta 6, and again, yet another flanking position on them. I have the speed to help out my team, especially if they think that our entire force is pinned up in that side of Echo 5 that you really can't peer out of unless you want to get shot. So Indigo, this trebuchet right in front of us, I'm targeting him a little bit just to get him off of our friendlies. And now I'm focusing up on the Nova right in front of us, and he's already missing his right torso. So I'm going to aim for that left torso if I possibly can. I am getting flanked a little bit here. If I could just get a couple shots down, I thought that would have been the kill shot, but this guy is not going down, and I got taken out. I cannot believe that we actually didn't land that kill. 3 kills, 5 assists with 620 damage. Hopefully my team can wrap this one up. We have Flak Cannon here in the cockpit. I've played around with Flak Cannon a couple times. Great pilot. I think he should be able to commit and actually get this kill on the Hellbringer. So he's going for it, and there he goes. He finally takes him down. So now it's 11-9. There are 3 of us left and only 1 of them. So they're going for this hunchback right in front of us. He's going for it right on the center torso of Indigo. That trebuchet, very, very tanky trebuchet, clearly taking some shots directly to the center torso. He has 4 large lasers, which is pretty hot if you ask me. And our hunchback overheats, so unfortunately he gets taken out, but hopefully our team is able to wrap this one up. It is 11-10. 1 or 2 more shots maybe to that center torso. We have a Hellbringer, and there he finally goes. He actually killed himself for that final kill. So 12-10 is your final, just under the 8-minute mark before the end of this round. Let's check out the stats. You already know based off what I said before. 3 kills, 8 assists, 620 damage with 5 components destroyed. Pretty solid round overall. Look at those damage scores across all of the lances. Very, very evenly distributed if you ask me. But that's what I like to see. Music to my ears, having a very, very balanced team. Let's head back over to the Mech Lab though and go through the rest of the stats on this mech, custom configuration, and the build. Here we go. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Mech Lab. We're going to go through the details on the mech I have in front of me, the Cicada 2A. Now you already know exactly what the loadout entails based on the first round of gameplay, but now it's time to take a little bit of a deeper dive into exactly what makes this mech tick and exactly how it's configured, including the overview of the stats. So let's first check out the hard points of what this mech has to offer. We have 0 ballistic, 6 energy, 0 missile, 1 AMS, and 0 ECM. Now this mech does come with some quirks straight from the store, and those quirks include energy heat generation bonus of 5%, energy range bonus of 10%, and inner sphere medium laser duration bonus of 5% as well. Now that, on top of some other things, it does come with this base structure in all of the torsos, the arms, the legs, everything. So you are actually getting a little bit more padding for using this inner sphere medium as opposed to a clan counterpart. Now if we check out exactly what the loadout is on this mech, you already saw we had 6 medium lasers, but everything else is either crammed into the engine or these double heat sinks. So we have 40 out of 40 tons, 71 out of 78 slots, 272 out of 274 armor, only taking 2 armor hard points out of the head, a 1.41 heat management ratio, which is very heat efficient, especially considering that my minimum is 1.2, and that is coupled with 18 double heat sinks, 10 in the engine, 2 on top of the engine, and then 6 dispersed evenly throughout the rest of the mech. So it's very, very heat efficient. As you saw from that first round of gameplay, you can fire off quite a few alphas before this mech really starts to hit that heat threshold. And with everything else that you'll see in the skill tree, they really do pair nicely together. So if you guys are Cicada fans, I know that, the 3M and the 2B seem to be, the favorites amongst all Cicada users. But don't overlook the 2A, because especially with the skill tree and everything like that, you can take down that duration, you can add some range, add some cooldown, add some heat generation to it, and this mech performs just like any other. So I really am starting to think very highly of the Cicadas in the light that you guys are seeing them in. You guys are the ones that actually told me, check them out a little bit more. It's the confused light mech of the group here, because again, it does run very quickly, considering the tonnage and everything. It is in the medium class, so although it's only a 30-point alpha, it can stack up very easily, especially with that heat generation bonus, the duration, the cooldowns, and everything like that. And it's a very quick and nimble mech. So we have 121.5 kph to work with that XL300. No jump jet capability or anything, but that's totally fine. Coupling that with our 2 consumables, the Cool Shot 18 and the Advanced Airstrike, just in case we do get into trouble with our heat efficiency, this mech can pop that Cool Shot and get you right back to a more manageable level. So with that being said, that's a little bit of an overview on the mech, but now let's check out the skill tree. So I went through everything on this mech except for, the ballistic quirks, the missile quirks, and the velocity quirks. You just don't need them. But everything else is filled out between the cooldown, the range, the heat generation, laser duration, you name it, this mech has it. And although it did cost a lot of our skill tree nodes to do so, I really wanted to see how this mech performed, from an offensive standpoint. Utilizing that speed, utilizing that little bit of tankiness that an Inner Sphere Medium does have with that base structure bonus that comes from purchasing the mech, and not really focusing too much on the armor structure, but then focusing more on agility. So I focused on pretty much the entire top half. We have 121.5 kph to work with, so I pretty much got almost everything except for speed tweak, all right, and a little bit of anchor turn and torso speed. But I figured I really hit on everything that I wanted to. I have the torso yaw, the kinetic burst, the hard break, we have pitch, we have the anchor turn, everything that I really wanted. We were able to actually pop into this mech, minus a couple, stray nodes here and there, but everything at its core to make this mech tick is really there. So I'm really excited about that. As for the mech operations, there's been some debate on this as to whether or not, it's more beneficial to use the heat generation quirks that are in the weapons aspect of the skill tree, or if the mech operations are a little more beneficial. Personally, I tend to like the heat generation bonuses a little bit better. Obviously these do help, as slight as they are, they do help. But I do think, especially if you're going to decide between the two, that the heat generation bonus quirks on the weapon skill tree are definitely more beneficial. But what I do like about this skill tree a lot is especially the improved gyros. These nodes 1, 2, 3 were critical for me to hit. If I wanted to go 2 more out, I could hit it again. But that really helps, especially when you're dipping in and dipping out of places. If you are putting some sustainable DPS down on your opponents, and they do rock the cockpit, maybe with ballistics or missiles or something like that, you're not completely discombobulated or really wanting to just dip out of the fight really quick. So that's what I liked about this part of the tree, is making sure that we had those improved gyros. No sensor systems. We are running very quickly, so radar depth and everything like that. This is more of a support mech. It's more of a second-lined amplification kind of mech. It's not meant to be really up close and personal, but if you do get up close and personal on the front lines, it's more of, I'm going to dip in for a couple seconds and then dip back out. So not a lot of face time there, but you do want to keep dipping out, helping out your assaults and your heavies that are up on the front lines, especially with that amplification of 6 medium lasers, definitely comes into play. Very good also with flanking. We have the speed and we have the firepower to really distract your opponents and make them think twice before they want to focus on another target, when they know that they have you in their side. So just keep that in mind while you're using it out there on the battlefield. You have a 30-point alpha, might need to do a couple different alphas in order to get some components to sever, but that's what this mech is good at. It's really good at dipping in, dipping out, tanking a little bit, especially with the base structure bonuses that this that this particular variant has to offer. And the last thing that we have on the tree here is the last consumable slot. So I did want to add, again, as you saw in the Mech Lab, we had the cool shot and we also had the advanced airstrike. So with all that being said, we did add up to the 91 nodes available, but that's going to do it for the overview, not only on the mech, but the skill tree that I decided to go with for this particular build. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I think it's about that time we head back out to the battlefield and go through maybe a couple more rounds in the Cicada 2A flanker. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go. Second round is going to take place on HPG Manifold. Again, we need a little bit of redemption here. We died the last time out there, so now hopefully we can get not only a victory, but also survive the round. And initially, we're taking the top of the Manifold just as we did in the first round, but over comms, everyone is talking about a lot of their team focusing up in the Fox 6 Echo 6 quadrants, and that's exactly where we're going to head. We're not even going to think twice about heading over there because we want to help out the rest of the team. That is the name of the game with this mech, is to peek, peer, tank a little bit, and get some damage down. So as you can see, we're firing on the move here, getting some early damage down on some opponents that are also making their way towards the Fox 6 Echo 6 quadrants. Just going to peer over the top a little bit. Did take a little bit of a beating there. Our team is kind of in an awkward spot right here because they have more than 50% of both of these quadrants, so they are moving in pretty steadily. This Nova is focusing up on a couple of our friendlies here, not even paying attention to us, so we're just going to focus up on whoever we can get some shots in on, but also provide ourselves the most amount of cover possible. So they aren't using me as a primary target. I'm simply looking around the corner here, getting even partial damage down on some guys there. And right behind us here, we have this Huntsman who's coming in very, very steadily, very, very hastily, trying to get a flank on us, thinking that he can get behind us, but not so fast, sir. I knew you were coming, and now we're going to focus in. Probably going to go for that center torso if we can. That Marauder from earlier that was on the other side of the Manifold is also underneath now, also trying to help support that Huntsman in getting a flank on us, but it's not going to happen, buddies. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're going to have to get up pretty early in the morning for my team to just completely ignore you guys tearing up our backside. So as you can see, I am forming up again on the ramp in Echo 6 on our side of this platform here, just getting some partial damage down, pretty much making them have to retreat. They don't want to constantly get hit, and they are out in the open, and there's some glitching going on there. We're seeing through the walls and stuff. Hacks.exe. And now we have this Nova that's trying to run away. We did get some damage down on him, and we did get some support from the rest of the team as well. Again, just constantly changing up who our targets are as we see fit. Pretty much whoever's exposing themselves a little too much. So we're going for this linebacker as he retreats. We're going for this Timberwolf as he tries to retreat. And we get the kill on the Timberwolf, which was a huge kill. He was trying to get back to the rest of the team, but that is a big kill, especially on a very, very tanky clan heavy there. Going for that Stalker there. They do finally notice me. My center torso is core. But now we're going again for this linebacker that's right over the top. He is accompanied by another light mech. But right now it's 5-2. They had the advantage coming over here, but it looks like things might be swaying a little bit more in our favor now as we start to take a little bit more of this Echo 6, Fox 6 area. So focusing up on that hunchback there. The Stalker is coming up top, so we're going to get a nice shot down on him. There he goes, and my team is helping out tremendously. We took off 2 of his 4 ER larges, and he is going to retreat very, very quickly. Taking off that right torso takes away half of his armament, and even peering over the top to get some extra damage down on those torsos is absolutely huge. 7-4 at this point. Again, just constantly providing that thorn in our opponent's side. They don't know who to focus up on. This Stalker feels like he's probably getting into desperation mode here, just trying to commit on something because he knows he's just going to constantly keep getting tagged unless he does do something. So focusing up on top, we did get another kill, 8-4, going for this Nova who has a cord right torso, cord center torso, and that is going to do it. We got the kill. So that is a big kill for us, 9-5, especially on a short range Nova like that. Hunchback 4H right in front of us. Gonna hopefully take him down very quickly. There he goes. 10-5 is the score at this point. That escalated very, very quickly, and as you can see, there are just under 10 minutes still remaining in the round. Locust goes down. Now we're down to our final target, Echo, which I believe, I'm not even sure what that is. I can't see around the corner. We do have some Lerms flying in, trying to get some damage down on him, and my entire team is going to swarm at this point. There are 6 of us left, just constantly being aware, because I do have a center cord, center torso, so, and as a rifleman, so he's trying to get away from us. We did core up his back a little bit there, and his front right torso is also cored. So if we can get a shot down on him, that would be the end of the round. But it looks like my team is going to get there first, and there he goes for the final kill of the round. Excellent teamwork, fantastic gameplay overall. I really appreciate everyone committing and helping each other out. Armor sharing up on the front lines to get these final kills and win us the round. 2 kills, 10 assists, 905 damage, 3 components destroyed, 2 KMDDs. A fantastic round overall, and again, a very solid spread of damage. Very coordinated, focus fire, balanced team. That was the name of the game. A very fun round overall, especially committing on that one side where everyone kind of balled up and we were able to play our role as a distraction and a flanker. So that's going to do it for this round, but let's head back into the queue once more. Here we go.
New target acquired.
Delta.
New target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Yep, there's Delta.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
Small pulse Nova.
Target spotted.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
Target spotted.
Don't squirrel after the treasure ship. He's way out of position. We don't want him to do a real over there.
Target
Target
spotted.
acquired.
Sorry. It's okay. No big deal.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Atlas up on top in the middle. Charging Atlas.
Target destroyed.
25% of the enemies are eliminated.
Target acquired.
Kappa, smaller catapult K2 left.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
K2 is just ready to fire on him.
Target
The enemies are
destroyed.
half depleted. Keep pushing.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
New target acquired. 8th level critical.
King Crab CT wide open.
New target acquired.
Almost got them all. Clean up the survivors.
New target acquired. 8th level critical. Target destroyed. New target
We're experiencing
acquired.
some losses.
Target
Don't get
destroyed.
sloppy out there.
Nice game. Thanks for drop calling. Very well done, everybody.
Alrighty guys, so that's going to do it for this episode of Mech Warrior Online. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I had a blast playing it, especially in a mech that you just don't see as often as maybe some other variants out there on the battlefield, especially with the cicadas. There is definitely a cicada cult. I know of it, I understand it, I recognize that, so I hope I did you guys proud by taking out the 2A and showing exactly how it can perform in that flanky, kind of tanky second line of fire. You know, this is definitely a role that I don't play as often as a skirmish brawler, you know, close range kind of approach. So I hope that that video was kind of informative in a way in which you can also mix it up a little bit on the battlefield, play multiple roles both on the front line, the second line, support damage, range damage, flanking your opponents. That is a big ticket here, especially when you're trying to provide a distraction to help out the rest of your team. Get in, get those kills, and get the damage down for the victory. So I hope that this video was informative in some capacities. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. If you liked the video overall, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, check out the links in the description. I will have a link to the Smurfy build, as well as if I can get a little map here of the skill tree and stuff, I will put that there as well. There are also links to my Patreon and PayPal in case you want to help support the channel a little bit from a financial perspective. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been so amazing doing all these videos, and the feedback from you guys is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys so much again, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Take care, guys.